Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Get Technical series with me, Kavita Agrawal, the founder of EXP Invest. Today, we are here to talk about how to manage risk around macro events like the budget, like election results, from the perspective of a swing trader. As most of you might be aware, I am myself an active swing trader in the equity markets. And when these macro events come, it is very easy for us to get off railed. And that primarily happens because of the increased volatility and risk in the market. So, one of the primary problems that we face is number one, risk management is uncompromisable. So, we have stop losses placed. But when these macro events happen, a lot of volatility comes in, stop losses do get triggered. How do we manage that situation? In today's world, with algorithmic trading and automated trading being a thing, it poses both as a threat and it offers an advantage to us. How do we, as individual traders, retail traders, make the most of this and avoid getting washed away in such waves of volatility in the market? So, with respect to swing trading, if you have active stop losses on extremely volatile days, it is important that you avoid over trading. One good way of avoiding over trading is don't make impulsive decisions. Be prepared, look at your charts, identify the list of stocks that you're interested in to maintain positions, and also focus on allocation with respect to specific stocks in your portfolio. I don't recommend anyone to hold more than 15 stocks in the portfolio at a time, because if you do, managing them can be a big hassle for you. Next thing is, even if, say, you hold up to 15 active positions, you need to ensure that your stop loss target are set for all the positions. Now, out of these 15 positions during market volatility, the positions which are most at risk are the ones that are new. So when you see a major market event around the corner and a major one like elections budget, like the ones that we've seen in June and July, not FOMC meetings, they are also important events, but they're not major events. But when you see major events like election results and so on around the corner, it is better to stay cash light. However, it is not better to stay ideal. You need to have your strategy for entry into the market ready. But how do you do that? So today I want to discuss with you a way of looking at the charts, a way of drawing your support resistance, which can help you make better entries in the market. And for that purpose, I will be using some examples. So give me a second as I prepare my charts to share the screen. So now you're able to see my screen, and this is the chart of Avanti Feed open. Now, yesterday in the budget, the finance minister mentioned shrimps 3 times during her speech. That clearly means that Avanti Feed was going to be one of the top picks for strong movements in the upcoming market. So the question is, how and when do you execute a purchase? If you look at the intraday price activity of yesterday, there was a lot of volatility in the stock, a 10% range. That's massive. So from a swing trader perspective, a stop loss would have definitely been triggered. But even in such a situation, instead of using reactive accumulation strategy, you need to use predictive accumulation strategy. So instead of reacting to what you have heard, identify a potential entry zone and use GTT orders in order to set up your orders, or use standing orders or GTT orders to set your entry points to trap the price, rather than listen to the news, react, and then get caught in higher prices only to get whipped out at lower prices. So for example, this stock Avanti Feed. Now what I had done was, when I was listening to the budget, and Avanti Feed, by the way, is one of those stocks which is already part of my active watch list. So even if the stock has run up, I avoid reacting to the stock and I always plan for entry around optimal. So now on this weekly time frame, the first thing that I want to do for you is I want to draw some trend lines. So considering that this is where the stock has been stuck in consolidation, so this seems like a good point, and I will not take into consideration this prior trend because that seems like very accelerated, and I don't think it will give us a very good sense of the latest trajectories of the stock. This, however, seems like a more beneficial trajectory for the stock. And I always prefer to draw my trend lines using broad time frames like weekly or daily. So now my trend lines are all drawn. So what I will do is I will zoom in and I will draw some internal trend lines wherever I see key support resistance zones or key overlaps on the trend line. And this just helps me get a better coverage of the trajectory of the price. You will ever see me draw trend lines on the chart with more than one slope, because the trend line, as the name suggests, it's supposed to capture the trend of the stock or the trajectory at which the stock is following, right? Typically, you will see stocks which have extremely strong underlying trends like this one, Avanti Feeds. Over there, deep corrections, which are very typical to follow after massive rallies, don't unfold in a landscape manner, in the sense that when I say a deep correction, you will think a correction which would look from top to down. No, a deep correction in a stock with a strong upward sloping trajectory will look like a sideways consolidation, because it has to be deep in the context of the trajectory. But the trajectory itself is not horizontal in nature, it is upward sloping. So in order to go deep within that trajectory, even if the stock goes sideways, it will end up going deep. So here, for instance, if you see, it had a massive gap here, which was also a key support zone. So it came and it tested this support zone multiple times only to break into the rally again. So now coming back to lower time frames to identify our predictive entry zone rather than reactive entry zone. So for that, I'm going to open the 75-minute time frame. And what I want to do is I want to use the rectangle tool to identify the high points. And this is also a prominent high that I can see. Now, within these trends, there are other high points which can be identified and which can be marked. When we're drawing support and resistance zones, we often tend to look at both highs and lows. But you have to understand that if you've ever come across the question of which came first, the chicken or the egg, there is no answer to that. However, if you're asked the questions that which came first, the support or the resistance, there is an answer to that for sure. And most of you might already know that from your personal life experiences. It is the resistance that comes first and then the support follows. So whether you're trying to grow in your personal life or whether you're trying to assess a stock, always remember the resistance is what comes first. How do you identify important resistance zones in a stock? You look for the high prices. Wherever there was a high forged, there you will find your resistance. So that is what I have done. Now, once these resistances get breached, then they become the support. After getting breached, they became support levels. Support and resistance theoretically are fungible in the sense the same level becomes from resistance support once it has been breached. However, when you're marking on the chart, don't waste your time and don't clutter your chart by marking both highs and lows. Focus on the highs and they will give you very good predictives for potential entry points if the underlying trend is very strong, right? So I am going to demonstrate that on this Avanti Feeds chart. So for instance, you see this very strong rally unfold, right? After you saw this rally unfold, if you were to make a predictive entry over here, your predictive entry would have costed you probably downside if you would have entered after the rally. Instead, what you could have done was wait for the previous high, like I have drawn here, to get tested and let your entry price get triggered over there. So with respect to, and this has happened multiple times, if you see, every time the stock has created or given a rally, every time it has come back to this level. So from a swing trader's perspective, look at how much opportunity it is offering me. If I keep my buy zone here, every time it comes back to this buy zone, it gives me a swing trade opportunity, which yields around 17% in 26 days. Next time, yielded around 11% in 23 days. Massive opportunity with a breakout. And once it gave this breakout of 32%, if you mark the previous high zone, again, it started giving you similar swings. 13% in just 2 days. Again, it gave here an opportunity of 14%. And see, this is where the volatility happened. So now when this volatility happened over here, within this range also you can identify the high zone. So if you are seeing that something is changing on a macro level, so macroeconomic events, what they tend to do is they change the trajectory. They either will stop rallies, stocks or sectors where there's been a lot of strong momentum, or it will usher other stocks in sectors where there has been a little bit of consolidation or bearish momentum into forced reversals. Why? Because these are major events from which the future trajectory of companies can change. So with the finance minister yesterday giving multiple mentions to the shrimp industry, Avanti Feed naturally becomes a very attractive stock for us. Set a buy range near the previous high, which is basically this candle. You can see this was the previous high, and wait for that to get triggered. And then where would your stop loss be? Your stop loss would be the next support resistance zone below, so around 588. This way you would have been able to secure a better entry point as well as avoid a whiplash. So today it opened up and went up 13%, but yesterday before closing also it gave a good move of 5-6%, right? So yesterday, because I used the same strategy which I'm telling you, I was able to catch 77 quantity in the stock, and today I was also able to book my profits. That's why I thought, why not do a session on this topic today? So this is Avanti Feeds. The next stock that I want to discuss with you and emphasize the same points is IRFC, everybody's favorite. So let's remove all the drawings and we'll start the same exercise again. If you want to learn technical analysis, I would suggest that you repeat this exercise. So first thing first, let's identify our trajectory. And for that, again, I will join either key highs or the key lows. Here, I think the highs are better established than the lows. So that is what I'm going to use, and I'm identifying my trajectory within that. And this seems like a pretty important point because the price seems to have consolidated around here pretty few number of times. And now this one. So right now you see this stock, this is the previous high, right? And the stock is in consolidation. It's still not gone into a rally. When would you say a new leg of rally has begun? When the previous high price of the stock has been breached. Again, look at all of those things against the stock's own trajectory. We walk on the flat ground against gravity. So we have a tendency of thinking everything in a very flat or landscape trajectory, but that is not true for stocks. Stocks and price movements are not subject to gravity. You have to identify the trajectory on which they operate and then make the judgment of what is actually happening. So over here, if you see on, not once, not twice, but within this trajectory, multiple times, this has created highs, identified resistances, gone into corrections, given breakouts, and then continued to move strongly upward. So basically, when a stock is following this sort of a trajectory, the best strategy is buy on dips. And here, you will also see one very interesting thing, that it gives you a breakout here, but it gives you a small pullback to the breakout zone for you to potentially enter the stock again. And that is exactly what IRFC is doing today. Yesterday during the budget, after the budget, IRFC gave quite a lot of volatility and correction. This is just a pullback activity because you see a breakout has already occurred and this was a pullback, and because there was a major event, some extra volatility took place. And again, if you take a measurement of this extra volatility and if you identify the previous high point, this is not a coincidence. The price came down all the way to exactly meet the previous high point. Why? Because this is a key support level. Once one support has been breached, there's a good chance that the stock will go and respect the other support level. What you need to do in a stock as volatile as IRFC especially is have your standing orders waiting for such triggers. But again, your allocation to a very volatile stock like IRFC should not be more than 3% of your total portfolio. 3% is also a lot if you have that kind of risk appetite. Otherwise, stick to 2%. So here, the stock gave an opportunity. I don't think it is going to continue to break any lower, but this is like a very good way of analyzing stocks, especially if you want to work around major events, because the major events, what they do, they give you these whiplashes. So there are two options that you have. Either you get whipped out in these whiplashes, or you use these whiplashes to make predictive entries, right? So in my Trade Together program, for a lot of my members, there were some stocks which triggered stop loss in yesterday's volatility because we had taken the entry some days back. However, we were also able to make fresh positions in some stocks using this predictive entry module, right? And even for some other stocks where we did get whipped out and whiplashed, I have given the recommendations to my members to set up their buy GTT orders in 5 or 6 stocks so that moving forward, as the volatility unfolds a little bit more, we can get our fresh entry points there with stop losses already placed below the next. So this is what I wanted to discuss with you all today in terms of how to prepare better to manage risk and get better entries for your swing trading risk management perspective around major events. I will now move forward to interacting with our participants who've joined us on Zoom. If you have stock queries for me, then please fill up the stock request form. I won't be taking stock queries from the comments because it's a SEBI requirement that I keep a record of all the stocks that I am addressing, even on a public forum. However, if you have general questions about technical analysis, swing trading, mindset, any other thing, that you may ask in the comments and I'll be happy to answer for you. So now to all the members who registered and joined us on Zoom, if you have queries, I request you to raise your hand, come off mute and tell me your question. So we have Rajat ji with us on Zoom, and he's asking me to check the stock BST Industries, and he's asking which level should we buy and where to put the stop loss. So I'm going to first remove all the drawings on BST. Today, BST has given a massive decline. If you look at the past price action on the stock, it's very common for the stock to give such crazy big movements. It makes it a good candidate for swing trading, but also at the same time extremely risky. Let's draw trend lines. I can see a lot of touch points on this line. I can also see that this stock, as per its trajectory, is coming out of correction and heading for better days ahead. I will draw my horizontal zones to identify potential buy areas. Trajectory itself, there are multiple touch points which can be identified. See, and this is the high point which basically has acted as our support to the price today, and the price has stopped declining exactly there. You can see so many times the stock has given like really strong corrections or big drop downs, but then bounced right back up. It has done it once again, and it has exactly stopped at our support zone that has been identified. So VST Industry is a stock that I originally had a support or a alert set on near here because this seemed like the support level preceding the immediate support level. But in today's crash, it has broken 3 support zones and gone to the 4th one. Now this 4th one also coincides and happens to be the 100 MA. So I don't suppose that any further correction is going to come. In fact, I am expecting a strong bounce back in industries from here. The idea is that I am going to keep my stop loss right below this support. Tomorrow, I would expect the stock to open with a gap up. If it doesn't, it's a good entry opportunity because 100 EMA is a strong support. So around 3800 is where the stop loss should lie. And the target now, because the stock is in a strong upward trajectory, I would expect at least the previous high of the stock to get retested. So 4800 would be a very conservative target on this. However, a secondary target that I would look out for would be somewhere around the level of, let's see if I had to take into consideration this previous strong trend and sorry, I did not mean to draw the retracement. I meant to draw the Fibonacci extension. So extension and then down to correction. Yeah, exactly. I've drawn the trend line exactly at 1.618x of the previous rally. This is where I would expect the second target to be at 5127. That's VST Industries. Next, we will move on to the query from Ashish, who is a regular Zoom attendee. And he wants us to look at Motilal Oswal Finance. So let's look at this stock. Again, very strong trajectory. Let's clean up the charts and let's take a fresh look. So stock has a tendency of giving rallies and follows a very strong up trajectory, right? Even within this extremely steep uptrend that we are seeing, when it gets trending, it becomes like a super trender. So here from the low to high, if you take a measurement, it's already gone 4x in just 400 days. That's almost 1% appreciation, price appreciation every day on average. That is insane. And again, the 100 EMA showing its magic. So this green line, this is the 100 EMA, and just look at how beautifully this green line has been lending support to the price repeatedly. So I think it has given a confirmation of the beginning of a new trend. It's created a higher high, created a superbly good support zone here. And from a predictive entry module, if you see, there was a previous high close to this level, and also if you mark this high, both of them have acted as pretty good levels. So even now, if you want to make fresh entries in this stock, I would suggest you set up buy orders at 530 and at 490. 490 is very unlikely to be achieved. Let's also take a look at the volume. I think it can still be achieved because the volume pickup has not come yet with a lot of, I would say, rigor. Oh, but very beautiful positive divergence on the 75-minute time frame. Beautiful positive divergence as well as a positive range shift. So definitely the beginning of a new trend, but I think there is still an opportunity to make fresh entry here. So this looks very good. However, in order to reduce my risk when a stock is just coming out of correction, it has a tendency to fall back down to the support, just like a little baby that is learning to walk. So we will keep the support below, or the stop loss below, the previous support zone, and have a potential entry at 530. Where would the resistance be? Now, if the stock moves above 600, then I would move my entry zone to 600 if I can catch it there, because that is exactly where the previous high also resides, right? So that becomes a good resistance zone for us. There are around 3 resistance zones as we go up. However, given the trajectory and given the trend that the stock is following, I would expect the target of 900 to be achieved within the next 3 months. All right, Ashish, that's for you. Now, with that, let's move towards the stock request form. Trade with Kavita, around 7,034 members. I'm sharing the link in the comment with you. You can click the link to make sure that you're joining the correct channel. Or if you use Telegram actively, just write trade with and you'll see my channel. Now, mind you, there are some official channels running with my pictures and very similar names, but with slight variation. You don't want to join those fake channels because they will literally rob you. If you join my channel, you'll see my daily market commentary. You will see information about my weekly live sessions, which happen every Wednesday and every Friday. You will see information about my quiz. You will see high quality content, and that will be your sign that this is my channel. And also, if you want to connect with me, this is the best way to connect with me. Go to my channel and you will see this message. You can go over to this link and you can book a call and we can have a chat about what your goals are and what is it that you're looking for in the market. All right. So on Zoom, Mohit has asked a question. He wants me to analyze graphite, and so we will take a look at graphite for him. HDFC Bank is part of the active recommendation, so I'm going to refrain from commenting on that publicly. But let's remove all the drawings on graphite and take a fresh look here. So I'm going to press Control T, bring out my little tool, and start mapping the stock's trajectory. Very volatile stock, but definitely very strong uptrend and expects the trend line like magic. I like stocks with very predictive trends, and having multiple touch points on the trend line is one sign of a stock having a very predictive trend. But what I'm seeing here on the weekly time frame is not giving me a lot of confidence. So what I can see is that the stock is experiencing some resistance. So what I want to do instead is, instead of reactive buying, again, let's try to look at some predict level. So this was one high which has already been breached. So if this has been breached, then within this uptrend, this is another high level, and this you can even extend backward to actually see a lot of interaction with this zone from historical price trends. Also, at the same time, I want to look at the Fibonacci retracement. 23.6 is breached, and here I can see some confluence in the sense that the 32.8 retracement level and this high level resistance or now turn support also lies here. So 42 is, I think, a good level to look at, and the stock is definitely in a corrective mode. There's a strong negative divergence on the daily time frame, which means that the stock is on a downward trajectory, and you don't want to be very reactive. The 75-minute time frame is outright bearish, so you do not want to touch the stock with a long pole right now. You want to wait for it to come down to 465. Also remember always that stocks which have very strong underlying trend react very beautifully to the 38.2% retracement level. So always look out for potential entry points around that level. And again, as per Elliott wave theory, also if you see, this is the fourth wave of the previous wave, and this looks like the ABC correction against this entire 5-wave impulse. So if you've read the book, which I always recommend everyone to read, by Jared Sanders, where a 5-wave impulse is in correction, it typically takes support and reverses around the zone of the fourth wave of the previous rally. So this is the fourth wave of the previous rally. So we have three confluences in the same area. So this becomes a potentially a very strong entry level for us. So what we should do is just a little bit above that, set an alert and write the remark assess and let it be. Now, when the price comes there, we'll automatically get an alert that we need to look at it. We don't need to spend our neurons in trying to remember this little fact. Perfect. So we have Sanjay Gulyani ji asking for the assessment of LG Equip. Let's again clean up our charts and let's take a fresh look. So this is the 5-week time frame, and I want to look at this one, and I can see that again very strong price trajectory unfolding. Beautiful channel, insane. Since it is IPO, it's respecting the same channel. That being said, I would not touch LG Equip at this stage because it is at the very resistance zone of its very strong trend, and I would expect the stock, which is already in upward tilting consolidation, to take a very sharp and sudden correction. If I were holding LG Equip at this stage, my goal would be to absolutely book profits and get out of this. I doubt the stock is going to make it above 800, maybe few points, but difficult to sustain. Sure, it can go up. It can stay within this channel here and continue to keep going upward, but there is a higher likelihood that the stock is going to go down into massive correction. Until and unless the stock breaks out of this channel with extremely high volumes, I would not be interested in making any fresh trades in LG Equity. Now let's move on to the stock request form for our dear audience members. Let's see. So Bhargav, thank you for being the first person to fill up the request form today. We have a request for Loris Lab from you. Perfect. Loris Lab, so you've purchased at 47. My target is around 700 on Loris Lab, but I'm going to remove these drawings and I'm going to take a fresh look on the stock for you. And I can see that the stock is a little bit poor on the momentum, but I am not very sure at this stage whether this is the right trajectory for the stock to note, because I don't like this. This is not a trend. I don't know what this is. This is just too much volatility. What if I consider these two? Would it make more sense? Perhaps not. I am not 100% confident of this trajectory, but as I continue to draw the channel, it makes sense. This is beginning to look like a head and shoulder, a trade head and shoulder, which gave a very beautiful breakdown and has achieved the target and started to move back up higher. And again, if we have to identify our support resistance zones, then this is what I would be looking at. Also, I would call a high level. Not really much. Yeah, extremely trendy stock. I think it has struggled quite a bit to come up to here, but now I am seeing a little bit of correction happen against high volumes. So I think this first leg of uptrend, which it is established, it will want to take a correction on this one. So a potential entry zone that I would look out for would be 381, maybe. Not above that, because I am seeing here the 7-minute time frame was in a clear-cut negative range shift. It came back into positive range shift, but it has again started violating the level of 40, which makes me uncomfortable. So I would expect it to give some correction before it rallies upward. I am not very comfortable with how strongly it is taking resistance around here. So maybe 383. If you have an existing long position, which you do, so you've purchased at 477, I don't think, unfortunately, that's a good purchase. See, this is what I'm saying about a reactive purchase. You purchase after the rally. Never a good idea to purchase a stock after the rally. Always identify the predictive entry zone and place your buy order there. So 381 or 382 is the level for you. Right now, I think for you, it would be better if you exited with a small loss booking in the stock. All right, Bhargav, let's take a look. Awesome. So again, just a reminder to all the Zoom members, feel free to raise your hand, come off mute and ask a question since you're here. Next is Manoj G, AWHCL. For the audience members, if you're enjoying this session and if you feel like you've learned something new, or if you attend regularly, don't forget to give a small like to the live session that you're watching, and don't forget to also subscribe and follow L. Again, it's been a while since I studied this, so I want to clear out all the stale drawings and draw stuff from a very fresh perspective. So here I can see this is a new trajectory that the stock has established, but it has already run up significantly. So I don't think it's a very good idea for you to want to make a fresh entry at this stage. I would want to wait for some kind of pullback, and I think this would be a very good potential entry zone for the stock. So maybe around 600 rupees. It's at 800 rupees right now. Even though the volume pickup is very good, but still, if you look at the previous uptrend that unfolded, there were instances where the stock gave a massive rally, but then also look at the onslaught after that. There was big corrections, big rally, 40-41%, big correction, around 10-12%, again 50% rally, again 20% correction, again over here percent rally, again 25% correction, in fact more, 30% correction. So this is only the first leg of rally. I would expect a 20-25% correction to bring the stock back to its predictive entry level, and I think around 605 is where you should use your entry. If you have made a fresh entry right now, so you're holding since 4-6, right? So what you need is a tighter stop loss. So basically, you've either purchased within somewhere close to the beginning of this trend or in the previous trend. So either way, your entry is pretty good. considering that the volume continues to be really strong, and as per this trajectory, there is surely a trend line here. So 98 is the target that you should look out for on this. Fresh entry for anybody is not recommended anymore. This is a missed train, and you know what happens when you chase running trains, you fall and you get hurt. Yesterday's budget has ruined the game for a lot of us by increasing taxes and cost of trading. So again, you want to treat your capital in a more beloved manner, as if it is way more precious than it used to be, which it really is. And as for you, now if I look at the closer trend, what I can see is that this is a support zone, this is a support zone, and this already I have marked as a support zone. This is a support zone, right? So for you, barring this support zone, you should set your stop loss at the level of 600. So that is still a pretty big stop loss, but then you still have a pretty good upside there. Basically work with this. Right? Next, let's take a look at Pratibha. And to also the members who are with us, whatever you are enjoying about the session or whatever you appreciate the most, I would be really grateful if you could add that as comment in the chat section so that I know what is working for you. And you can also, of course, you're welcome to add your feedback. So as I go forward, I'm going to improve my live sessions. The whole purpose of doing these live sessions is to add value and share my knowledge and what I've learned in technical analysis with other people. So G, very strong trending stocks, actually one of the top movers. I'm going to actually redraw the trajectory. I'm going to take a steeper trajectory here. But fresh entry, like I said, I would not encourage a fresh entry at all because the stock is already in a very strong uptrend. Let's see, Pratibha, you have already purchased the stock at 2530. So I would say that is a bit of a reactive entry. Should you hold or should you sell? See, when you do a reactive entry, even in a stock like GRSE, you are going to experience self-doubts, which is terrible, right? Before that, the uptrend was happening against strong volumes. So that was very good. But now the volume is not doing so well. So since this is where the previous leg of rally started, and since we've seen some upside, if the stock continues in its trend, I would suggest you to maintain or target here around 3500, 3494, 3500 is good. And I would also suggest you maintain a stop loss around the level of 2000. Okay. Bharti has joined us and she wants to know whether HCC is good for a fresh entry or not. So let's open the chart of HCC and take a look at that. Yes, Mohit, how can I help you?
Basically, I heard from some expert that the private banking space to rise, so it would be the last to rise in the market. Usually, I have seen many stocks like SK Bank or Kotak Bank and many other banks that the upward movement is not that huge. Especially, that's why I raised SK Bank. I am already invested, but I don't see any momentum in it right now. So that's why I asked regarding steps.
Okay.
Well, I thought I'll ask your opinion on this.
See, with respect to some stocks, you have to understand different stocks have different personalities in the market, right? There are stocks that are slow movers. There are stocks that are fast movers. Some stocks are momentum movers. Some stocks are super trenders. For example, we were looking at Motilal Oswal Financial Services right now. So that is a super trending stock. Basically, once it gets into a trend, it stays in that trend for extended period of time. On the other hand, HDFC Bank is not a super trending stock whatsoever. It's a momentum mover, and within that also it's a slow mover. So those are actually rather safer kind of stocks. Now, if you look at the overall Bank Nifty index itself, 2 days ago it broke below the key support level. So I think HDFC Bank will at some point experience an upside, but there is a little bit more correction left. Momentum is overdue there, but it will take a little bit longer to unfold. So coming back to Bharti, let's see. We are seeing a progressive increase in volumes against uptrend in the price, which means that the uptrend is strong, right? Here I'm actually going to draw two different trend lines because I can clearly see two trends, right? So initially the stock was in a downtrend and then it turned and it is given a breakout around the level of 25. Here in the new trajectory that it has forged, this trend line and this trend line, what I am seeing is that the stock is currently already close to its resistance trend line. So I would expect the stock to take a little bit of correction here because again, as you can see over here, CC is not a super trend, it's a momentum mover. So if it goes up, it takes, but then it also gives a correction. So the question is, where will the correction this time extend or end at? Now, because on the daily time frame, I'm already seeing a bit of a range shift and negative divergence occur. So I can't confirm the range shift, but there's definitely a negative divergence. And also in the previous leg of correction, support around 26, which HCC was respecting, has been breached. So I think this rally is actually an opportunity for an exit. Now, I understand that because of the budget announcements, some expectations have arisen from the realty sector. However, typically what I have noticed is that when such massive expectations arise, the stock tends to go in the other direction. So this is the support level that I would look out for. 33, around the rupees of 33, which is around 30-35% lower from the current market price. So I won't suggest you to make a fresh entry at this stage in this stock. All right. Now let's take a look for Satwik at Bajaj Finserv 1591, and you want to know what is my outlook for the next 5 to 9 months. So 1591, so it looks like you purchased the stock pretty recently. And if we draw the trajectory on the stock using all the highs, and again, what I told you about trajectory, it looks like that has not given any rally in the past, but you have to judge that against the broad trend of the stock. And the stock has been trending very strongly for a long time. So this consolidation that it has actually registered was it giving a deep correction within its own trajectory. And now you can see it has come down to the very, very last trend line of its trajectory. What does that tell you? That tells you that the stock might actually be ready for the next leg of uptrend. So every time you see this same trajectory is where the stock has taken correction up to and then started into a fresh new rally. So I think Bajaj Finserv is giving that beautiful golden opportunity for a multi-year holding. I think Bajaj Finserv at this stage looks attractive, and you should definitely continue to hold on to the stock. This is what my observations are, and I don't even see the need to use predictive entry zones here because it is very close to the level that I would anyway give you. There is an internal high here, but it's already down to that level and beautiful. So I think it looks extremely attractive, and this was the very first resistance. So Bajaj Finserv is definitely a hold in the next 5-6 months. I think it can give you a good rally of around 30% with the resistance at the level of 2070 rupees. Let's take a look at SAIL. Your cost price is around 137. 137, your position is currently in profit. And if I look at the weekly time frame, I am seeing these two lows make more sense than all the various highs. I think this is a good internal trend line. Don't like what I see so far, but let's not jump to conclusions. Let's continue to identify key zones. Now, negative divergence, breakdown of the range. I don't like this. I think the stock is in correction and I wouldn't touch it right now. Wait for the stock to come back down to its predictive entry zone, which is around the level of 105. Until and unless it does that, don't touch it. Castrol for Manoj. So let's open Castrol. What is the breakout? There was a breakout. Let's clear the drawings. I am not a big fan of breakout trading. I am a big fan of predictive entry kind of trading. So I like to predict where the stock may take potential support based on price structure analysis. That's my forte. So there is surely a strong uptrend unfolding, but instead of reactive entry, because Castrol is a momentum mover, that is, it moves in swings in price waves and takes a lot of swings. I wouldn't buy it right now because it's very close to resistance. I would instead wait for it to come back down to 231 for fresh entry. However, since you are holding it, I think you should book your profit and get out because the stock is experiencing resistance from its trend line within the trajectory that it's following. If you are holding a short-term position, that is. However, if your position is not a short-term position, in that case, you should maintain your stop loss at the level of 216. With that, we come to the end of today's session. Thank you so much. Kind reminder to all of you to please leave a thumbs up and a kind comment before you leave for the session. Do join my Telegram channel. I will see you there. And I will come live again on Friday at 5 p.m. And guys, also remember that if you want to learn technical analysis or swing trading from me, then I do have an advanced swing trade training program. A new batch has just started. You can still join in 3 classes every week. If you want to know more information about that, make sure you join my Telegram channel so that you don't miss out further classes and you don't miss out the entire batch. After this batch, I won't be taking any more batches for at least 6 months or maybe even a year. So make sure that you make the most of the ongoing batch for the advanced swing trade training program. Or on the other hand, if you want swing trading recommendations from me, then I invite you to join my Trade Together program. Information about that is available on my website. Simplest way to get those information is join my Telegram channel, visit my website, and then make an informed decision. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining. I will see you on Friday at 5 p.m. in the Market Outlook series where we discuss Nifty, Bank Nifty, intersector analysis because we want to put our money where the momentum is. Namaste.